Hey everybody, MovieFanZ here. So this is not necessarily a review, but my thoughts on the 4 episode series on Hulu. Thank You Goodnight, the Bon Jovi Story. So, little backstory first. My first ever CD that I bought on my own was the band's third album, Slippery When Wet. And it was because of that album that I fell in love with the band. So recently, I did a top 32 favorite music artist bracket for my birthday, and they are a top 20 band for me, or top 20 music artists for me. So I was interested in watching this docuseries because I knew about the band, but it's always good to learn more. And it also continues my trend a little bit this year, where I've watched a lot of documentaries and series more than I have in the past. But let's get into my thoughts on this series. I think this is an amazing series. A lot of the documentaries that I've watched, the reason that I liked them is that it's interviews and not narration. With interviews, you really get to hear from the people about the situations and about things. Whereas with narration, there's really no emotion. And it's just stating facts and not really going in depth. So with this one, you get interviews from the band, John Bon Jovi, Richie Sambora, Tico Torres, David Bryan. You also get former managers and people that have worked with the band and all that, and also new additions to the band later on. So it's kind of cool to get their perspective. And the way that they tell this series was also unique. So they tell the history of the band from their start to current day, but at the same time, you're dealing a lot with the current day, which at the start it's 2022 when they decide to go back on tour after a while. And this is also around the time of John Bon Jovi's vocal surgery. So you get to see him going through the archives and reliving his past in a way. So there's that. And what I liked also is that they delved into some of these issues, like all the things happening with the band at the beginning and like his time away from this from touring and how exhausting that is, and him doing kind of his own solo stuff early on. Sorry. While also his like tension with Richie Sambora and their kind of competitiveness, but also later on down the line in the 2010s, and him missing the tour and what he was going through. So you really got to delve deep into that. Let me see. And finally, I think the episode length actually works. So it's 4 episodes, and the first episode is about an hour, and the other 3 are about an hour 15. And some people might say that that's a little long, but they fill it up with a lot of information. Maybe they could be shortened a little bit, but that's kind of the only thing. Maybe make each episode an hour, but that's the only kind of criticism I have. So if I have to give a score for this series, to me it's amazing. So that gives it a score of 4.5 out of 5. And if you enjoy my reviews, don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing for more content. But these were my thoughts on the Hulu docuseries Thank You Goodnight, the Bon Jovi Story. Come back next time for another review. This is MovieFanZ signing off. Have a good night.